don't have a definition of culture shock, but I know what it feels like.
Communication barrier.
Loneliness and homesickness.
Culture is just trying to get along with people.
The making friends and connection.
You realize how life is so different from what you were used to.
Sleepless, you have questions about why did I even come?
I just felt really different from people around me.
And the shock is that you are comfortable in your own culture, but when you go into a new culture, everything seemed to be horrible.
Struggles that I had my freshman year of college, I remember some very strong ones with loneliness and homesickness. I had just left this environment and this world that was very familiar for me, and left my family, and so I didn't have my mom and dad and brother right there with me. And it's kind of like going into this huge ocean from a little puddle. I remember being homesick a lot. Just wanted to go back home and wanted life to be back to normal the way that I had known it. But I knew that I couldn't ever do that. I just felt really different from people around me and trying to figure out how to relate to them.
When I first came, they put me in a room with a guy who I didn't know, never before I met him. And of course our ideas about everything were completely different. We were arguing literally about everything.
Socially, trying to understand different cultures, just trying to get along with people, trying to understand the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they do their stuff out here. Those were some of the problems I had my first year.
We had experienced other missionary kids' parents sending their children and helping them to get their kids established in a school. But then our kids grew up, graduated from high school, and we experienced it personally. And I remember how painful it was. It was just terribly, terribly painful for me as a parent to have my child in another place. There's a deep sense of loss and loneliness that a parent goes through. I mean, and everyone does.
I think I had a picture of what they were struggling with. I think both of the girls had trouble connecting and having close friends. Both of them felt that. Part of it was they felt like they were different, the people around them didn't relate to them very well. So I think there was a certain amount of that, a certain amount of feeling like they were kind of like fish out of water, so to speak.
I think for me, with my oldest daughter and the first one going away to college, in those communications, we knew what was going on, but being so far away, there was just no way to help or fix. And that was very frustrating for me when you get a call from a daughter that a child is crying in the middle of the night and they have papers to do tomorrow and they're frustrated and they're in tears and you want to fix it, but there's nothing you can do.
You never drop it, you never leave it. It's always with you, it's always in the back of your mind. I wonder how they're doing. It's breakfast time now. It's time that they're probably in class. It's time that they're getting ready to go to bed. And when it's bright in the morning, it might be night in the United States. Or if it's noontime, it's in the middle of where they're sleeping. So there are various aspects of a parent handing over their daughter or their son to a university where you're cut off and you're broken, and you just need somebody to help you out with that.
If I were to go back and do it again with what I have now, I would probably different major for one. Participate in a lot more activities out there, worked less, trying to get to know a whole lot more people, because at the end of the day, once you're done with the AU bubble, then you're out in the real world, and the only thing that's going to get you by is the relationships and networks that you've built through the years.
For me, a big thing would have been support. Having some kind of a person or a group or something that I could go to for help, even just asking a question. So, who is this actor, and can I hear this song or something like that, so I wouldn't feel stupid. Somebody I knew that wasn't going to judge me.
Yeah, that support group is very important. If you don't have that, I've seen people come and leave after a semester because they weren't able to connect, and everything just seems heavier.
But I think just having a person, even more than that, somebody here that could be family for me here, that I could go to and just be encouraged, or someone I could have someone to go with me to something if I needed help, like the bank, or getting a car, or learning how to do different things, someone that I could ask for help.
You almost have to have somebody like that. Otherwise it's going to be very difficult. I mean, you're going to come here and you don't know what to do. You need to go to the driver's license to get a license, but then you don't know where that is. How do you get there? I mean, what do you prepare for there? And that's just one example, and there's so many others. How do you do laundry? Simple things like that.
And I think also a group of people that were like me. They say that, a missionary kid, when you meet another missionary kid, you can relate really quickly. And so I think if there was a group of people like me, international students or missionary kids that were already developed and had activities to do, that would be a safe place to be. I think that would be really helpful.